Hey Coyotes, here's your off-season circuit that we have this summer. Be sure you warm up first, and we're going to do about 10 reps of everything and run through about 2 to 3 times. So we're going to start with the jump matrix. Just double leg forward and backward to begin with. Make sure you use your arms, you're exploding through your hips, and try to keep this tempo high and just keep things going. Forward and backward, and then we're going to go side to side because we're doing the matrix. Always have to go in 3 directions, right? So side to side, and after a few weeks we can start doing this single leg. So you can go single leg forward, back, side to side, and rotational. You could go, right leg to left leg or right to right. A couple different ways to do it. So go ahead and have a little freedom with this and have fun. Switch it up. Now I've got rotational, so again, load the hips and explode up. Use your arms and explode through the hips. This should take that heart rate up a little bit at the beginning. If you can't tell, I'm kind of breathing hard already. So we're going to go straight into our dumbbells. So all you really need for this circuit is a little bit of space and a couple dumbbells. So perfect. It keeps it simple. We're going to start with a wide dumbbell or a kettlebell squat. I'm going to hold the dumbbell down low. You can also hold it up at your chest like a goblet squat, but we're going to go a little wider with the feet, toes out a little bit. And again, what I really want to see is that your hips are going back. That's the very first motion. Sometimes holding the dumbbell down lower helps you remember to keep your knees apart so they're not collapsing in, but you can hold it up by your chest as well. We're going to go into an alternating overhead press. So keep that core tight. Feet are solid on the ground, about shoulder width apart, and you're just going to alternate pressing all the way up. I know you can't really see my elbow completely locked out, but make sure you keep it nice and controlled. Drive through the feet. Use your feet to create that motion even though you're pressing overhead. After this one, we will go into a bent row. So you want to make sure that your core is tight and you're going to sink your hips back and just pull in nice and tight to your sides. Kind of almost think that you're pulling towards your hip. Really squeeze those shoulder blades together nice and tight. And you can lower control. Don't lower it down too fast. That's a very important part of the exercise. Very good. Now we've got a narrow squat. So you're going to go feet about hip or shoulder width apart, feet straight, dumbbells at the side. You could also hold them up on your shoulders to mimic a front squat. That would be fine, and that would be really good to activate the core, but holding them down by your side for now is great. Again, sink those hips back. Try to get pretty low there. You returners know how low we like to squat in the fall, so get used to it over the summer. Now we're going to go reverse fly. So again, that same position with your hips back, core tight. Pull those weights apart. Squeeze the shoulder blades. This is probably a little heavy weight for me, so if you need to drop it down, go ahead. But pull the weights apart. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Keep that core tight. Very good. And we'll do one last lift, and then we'll do some core. So we're going to rotate, rotational RDL. You should know your RDL technique of your hips back with a slight bend in the knee and a tight core, solid upper body from our weight room day. But instead of going straight, we're just going to drop it over to the side, kind of right above the outside of your ankle. So again, that core is tight, and if you're having trouble with that, think about blowing out a birthday candle, and that will activate your core perfectly. So hips back, and then just drop them to each side. And we've got 10 each. You should feel this in your hamstrings a little bit differently. We should be getting a little bit of a different stretch than what we're used to. Might make you a little sore tomorrow, but that's all right. Very good. And now I've got a couple core exercises and some hip extensions. And then you will just replay this video, and you can do it 2 to 3 more times on your sheet that I emailed out, or that Lucky emailed out. It will tell you, how many you're doing that week. So So we're going to go arms above your head, alternating toe touches. Really extend out and reach, and then reach up to the opposite foot. To advance this a little bit would be keep your feet off the ground. But for the first few weeks, you could feel free to put your feet on the ground. And then once you feel like you can move on, keep your feet elevated while you're doing the alternating toe touch. That would be great. Core is very, very important to us. So to create this base now over the summer is very important. Now we're going to go shooters. So you're going to extend your feet out and then heels up to the ceiling. Again, keep that core nice and tight. You could probably go a little lower when you're extending your legs out than I am. Very good. And don't forget, I also have some other videos of planks and my 3D planks on my YouTube channel. So we're going to go hip extension, hold, so brace your core. Again, blow your birthday candle out. Lift your hips up by pushing through your heels. We're going to hold, drop down, keep that core tight, drive through your heels and lift. 2, 1, down, lift by pushing through your heels. 3, 2, 1, down. Again, keep that core tight, lift. 3, 2, 1, relax. One more time. 3, 2, 1. Very good. Now we're going to go single leg. So you're going to tuck that left leg in, keep it tight, keep that toe dorsiflexed because we're sprinters or runners and we need to always do that. Driving through the right heel, lifting your hips up. You can even see that my right toe isn't even on the ground because I'm really pushing through the right heel, and that right heel is really tucked in close to my butt. Driving your hips up through the heel. Now you're just going to switch sides. Again, core tight. Tuck your right knee in. Drive through your left heel and extend your hips. And we've got 10 of these. We only did 5 of the double leg to kind of stimulate it. And then 10 each leg. And if one side feels a little different, go ahead and work on this. Add it into your warm-up and keep things going. So you've got 2 to 3 more rounds and try to keep it up tempo. Great job. Way to go.